James, one of all of our favorite actors, he lost 60 pounds by eating nothing, aka fasting, nothing, for 41 days. This is big, and there's actually a lot of meat in this back and forth between him and Joe Rogan. Are you ready?
King of Queens, baby.
Open the drink.
Open the drink and let's do it.
All right. I don't think we should delay this. Let's just jump right into the first clip, and there's a lot to talk about here.
Yeah.
Does it get a little controversial, or how would you describe some of these clips?
Oh, it will be, because everybody's got opinions on this, on things that he did and to being too extreme and that sort of thing. So I'm going to enjoy dealing with these issues.
Good. And it goes beyond the fasting. Yes, he discusses the fasting, and that's how he titled it, but there's probably 4 different things in the realm of weight loss that I think you guys are going to really enjoy hearing the commentary on. So let's get to it.
Plenty of fuel for the haters and for the fans.
Good.
I am literally right now, I feel like I am on the cusp of either, being that athletic guy, go back into where, I get in shape like crazy, or I'm wearing cardigan sweaters and literally, Grandpa?
He's on the cusp. Which way is he going to go? And that is a lot of us. I like that he's identifying it as, it's my choice. I may not make the right choice.
Exactly right.
But I could.
That's exactly right. It is your choice.
By the way, does who needs another grown man to tell you what to eat? You know by now.
Right.
Seriously, It's same thing with working out. You don't know, move your body. Whatever it is, you know what to do. You may not know the intricate stuff of like split squats and this and that, work this thing, but general health, you know what. I got to move my body more, eat better foods, less processed food. We know it.
Yeah.
But yet, man, I can't. That's what this documentary I'm doing about. It's like, why I have access to the greatest guys. Why can't I still do it? It's like, and part of it is I need the Goggins,
Yeah, you need a hype man.
You do.
You need someone around you who's also doing it.
Well, that's it. It's community. I don't have that.
The 41-day fast clip is coming up, but that one was pretty interesting. He's an honest dude.
He is. He's being very real. Of course, that's kind of what Joe Rogan's pretty good at, is getting reality. What is really going on with this person? He said, who really needs somebody to tell them? What grown man needs somebody to tell them, you need to move more and eat better foods? And he says, just better, less processed foods. If you're looking at split squats. So we tend to make it more complicated, I believe, because we want an excuse. We're like, it's just too complicated. I don't know what exercises to do, really. And I get it. We all want to do the best. We all want the most bang for our buck. But we think we need this complicated diet or this complicated workout when, no, you just got to decide.
I'll be honest, I actually had a slightly different reaction to that clip than I guess it sounds like you did.
Well, there's one more piece that he said at the end that I really like.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
When
I'll see if you cover it.
He was like, but why aren't I doing it? And he said, when I've got this and this and this going on, he said, I need community. Yeah. He said, I don't have that. I don't think most people want to give that the credit that it's due.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've got around you the right community, it's a different ballgame. And that's, from his words, that either makes it happen for him or it's not going to happen for him, because on his own, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, that was what I was focusing on a little more. And I guess when I heard this clip, I wasn't necessarily like, I agree with him. Because it kind of sounded like he was really pushing, everyone knows what to do. So that's not the issue. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, everyone knows what to do, but they're not doing it. So do they really know what to do?
Right.
It's kind of like,
something's missing.
So what's missing? Don't act like, because you hear that so much from people that say like, oh, I know what to do, but so I'm not going to go through your program, Trainer Joe, or another program, because I already know what to do. I just need to do it.
If you really knew what the missing piece was, wouldn't you be doing it? If you knew what the missing piece was, wouldn't you do it?
So I just don't love when I hear someone say that.
I think they don't know what the missing piece is. But to be fair, he said, I know what the missing piece is, so he's not choosing it. So when you know what to do, then we need to say, then the only reason it's not happening is because you're not choosing it. Everything else in your life that you do is more important than this, because you're doing that and you're not doing this, which people get mad at us for saying that when they say, no, you don't understand all the complexity of it. And I'm like, well, You can talk about the complexity of it, and that's fine. That's fair. But ultimately, isn't it you know what to do and you're choosing not to do it?
Well, and the last thing I'll say, and we'll get to the next clip. He's talking about I know what to do. Don't eat carbs. Or don't, I guess, what did he say? Don't lay off the processed food. And he lays out like 5 or 6. Yeah, all great things. But so many people could say that, and then they actually maybe do your program or do another one, and then they get slapped in the face of like, oh, well, I wasn't quite ready to do that. Can I like maybe not do that exactly that way? Let me tweak it my own way, and then the tweaks that they're making it their own way is why you're 50 pounds overweight anyway.
Right. Your tweaks are the problem. It's part of it, yes.
All right, let's go to the next clip.
There's nothing wrong with carbs.
Right.
It's a fuel for your body.
Right.
But what I'm saying is if you're trying to lose weight, one of the best ways to regulate your appetite is a carnivore diet because you don't overeat with it.
But I think it's deeper than that for me. I think it's mental. I think it's like anything will work. I fasted that,
Right.
I've done everything, it all works for a while, but why am I this size now?
That one's interesting because Joe Rogan advocates for what he himself does,
Right.
which is the carnivore diet.
Right.
And then I felt like, what's his name?
Kevin James.
Kevin James is kind of like, any of it'll work. I'm not really, it's not that he's not jiving, but like, carnivore diet, anything could work, but it's bigger for me. It's deeper for me.
I agree with Kevin James.
Do you?
Yeah, and I think other people might agree too, but they just like that diet, right? Because I'm okay with this. Some people do the intermittent fasting like, this works because it works for me, and I feel like I can keep doing this one. So that's when they get sold on it. And I do know people, it gets kind of nauseating sometimes. Some people say, it's veganism works for me. And they don't just say it works for me. That's the way. Uh-huh. Plant-based, that's the way. And our friends that eat just meat or the carnivore, that's the way. Some of them would agree, like Kevin James, any of it will work. You can do lots of different things that will work. Yours isn't the only one, but you're not willing to do those things, right? I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to do Atkins where I can eat bacon all the time, but I'm not willing to do moderation. I'm not willing to just do moderation in all these areas. I've got to be able to be a pig in something, and then I'm okay. Okay, I know that sounds harsh, but there is this idea that you've got to let me just cut loose. I can't live with this calm moderation my entire life. I get that. I can relate to that. But there is a lot of them will work.
A lot of them will work. It's funny because we're playing the clips, and then I'm hearing you respond, and even though I agree with everything you say, I tend to be like, oh, I had a slightly different reaction to that.
It's okay.
It's almost like you're agreeing more with Kevin. I'm agreeing more with Joe. Because in my mind, I'm hearing Kevin say like, yeah, carnivore diet, and any of it can work, but mine is deeper than that, is what I heard from him. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but if you do the carnivore diet and you literally only eat meat, you're probably going to lose the weight. I'm not saying whether or not that's the lifestyle that you want or that I'd necessarily advocate for, but I hear it as a little bit of an excuse. Like, yeah, it could work, but it doesn't really work for me. All right, cut out everything but meat and see if you don't lose the weight.
How about this? When he says it's deeper than that for me, isn't that what everyone is saying that stopped or quit? Mm-hmm. If you stopped or quit any of them, you would have to say, well, that didn't work because it's deeper than that for me.
So it sounds like a little bit of a cop-out to me.
Well, everybody's going to say, once it didn't work, it's deeper than that for me.
There's something else. There's a bigger addiction
Yes,
here.
There's something else going on in me because I can't do that. What you're doing and is working for you, I tried it. Yes, it worked for the 3 weeks that I did it, but I didn't keep doing it. So what's the response to everybody, that's most people that would say it's deeper than that for me?
It is deeper.
What needs to happen?
It is.
I mean, I have in my mind what needs to happen.
It goes beyond any of these diets, and it really does, even though in my mind, if you stick to a certain diet, it will work, but that could be a very difficult lifestyle.
Right.
So you would say what?
I would say any of these will work once we've done the work in you.
Oh, that's good.
You got to have the inward work in you.
That's good.
Once you've had the work in you, then you're going to be willing to do something. You're still going to have a preference, but you've had that inward change, the transformation now that says, all right, now I am going to do it. It may not be the carnivore. It may not be this, but this is me now. Because I have a new identity. I see myself as correctly. I'm walking in a reality and a truth. I'm not going to eat in a way that I'm, for Kevin James, 300 pounds. I'm sure he's been at 300. He's talking about 230 is great for him, and he lost 60. So, yeah, he's got to be around 300 pounds. So he now realizes I'm not that person, so I'm not going to eat like that. So there needs to be an inward change.
Yeah. That's good.
That's where we come
where
in.
We can agree. We can agree. All right, next clip.
And I started fasting, and I go, I didn't say I'm going to do 40 days. I just said I'm going to do whatever I can. I'm going to start fasting right now. And I was praying for it. Like, I mean, I was worried. And I did like 4 or 5 days, and I was getting through it, but I was like, I was wanting to get off it then. I was like, well, I got to start to eat because I'm really hungry. And I went and I talked to my daughter. I go, how are you feeling? She goes, I've been feeling good. She goes, have you been fasting for me? And I go, yeah. And she goes, thank you so much. And I literally went, okay, I got to keep going. I couldn't stop then.
Right.
So I just kept going a day at a time, just do it. But it's amazing how your body, you don't need it. You don't need food. As long as you have fat on you like that.
Yeah.
Like for me, I lost, I think like 60 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that was an explosive clip. The way he ended that,
There's so much.
he said, people said, you don't need food. When you have extra, you don't need it. That's kind of controversial.
You don't need it. You don't need it. He fasted 41 and a half days. You know what he had during that? Because people get so nervous that they're going to get sick and die. Water and salt. And Rogan said, what about vitamins? He said, no, you don't need vitamins. And so many people get all bent out of shape like, this is so extreme. You're killing people. Starvation diet. We on our last one, we had people complaining.
Metabolism.
Oh, starvation diet.
You killed your metabolism.
You killed it. You're dead now. He's like, you got fat on your body. You're eating. It's just a different meal. You're eating. And then he makes that very clear. Is it preferable? No. Was it preferable when you ate the pizza?
Easy, Tiger.
And you got this whole other body on your body? What do you want to eat? We're here for you.
Whole other body on your body.
You got a whole nother body on your body.
I agree with Kevin there. I love the way he said that. He just said it so bluntly.
It is what it is.
The food, I fasted for 41 days. You don't need it.
We're so worried about how we lose it. Oh,
Don't lose it too fast.
Don't too fast. I'm going to have
fast.
skin. I got skin. I got hanging skin. My gallbladder.
Metabolism. It's shot.
He didn't eat anything for 41 and a half days. I'm not saying everybody's going to respond like him, but did you notice he had a motivation?
Yeah, the motivation.
He had a driving force. He would have gone on not eating. I guarantee you, he would have gone on and not eaten anything for 100 days.
In a little context, was his daughter was sick.
Something was wrong because she said, "Dad, have you been fasting for me?" He said it had been 4 or 5 days, and he's like, "I gotta eat something. I'm getting starving here." And she said, "Have you been fasting for me?" He said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, I'm feeling better." He said, "Are you feeling better?" She said, "Yeah, thank you so much." She's like, "Well, I can't stop now."
Yeah.
And that's where I tell people, they're like, "Well, you don't understand the complexity." I'm like, "You don't understand. If you have enough motivation, something that's giving you the motivation and a desire, and you see what's really happening, you'll eat as little as you need to eat. You'll choose different foods. You'll quit having seconds and desserts and everything else that you just say, I can't do it. My life is too stressful." Not if you were doing it for your daughter. All those excuses would go away. Again, what's our point? Please just admit, it just hasn't become that important to you yet. It's just there's other things in your life that are more important than that. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying, can we just admit it?
Wow.
Then maybe there should be things more important than that in your life. Okay, fine. But don't say I can't do it because it's so complicated. And I realize there's better ways and worse ways. But see, that's the excuse we use. I'm not going to do it until I find the best way to do it. So you don't do it because, maybe my gallbladder, maybe I'll have loose skin. It's like, hey, okay, that's fine. Just say, until I find the perfect way to do it, I'm not going to do it. That happens. And you can appreciate somebody wanting to do it in a really good, healthy way, but not when it comes down to, well, you're either going to do it or you're not. And when you wait for just the perfect way of doing it, you're never going to do it. And that's where most people fall. It's like, well, I don't want to take a chance. Oh, you're taking a chance.
Yeah.
You're 50 pounds overweight. You're taking a chance. And when you weigh it out and look at the risk of doing it not perfectly or not at all, do it not perfectly.
Maybe do it a little bit on the extreme side is what many would call it.
Go ahead and do it the extreme way. If you don't have the perfect way and you're not doing it the perfect way, then do it Kevin James way, my way. My way is way less crazy than that. And it's great. It's great. It's easy. We eat plenty. But a lot of people, well, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You're going to be this.
Yeah. If you want to do it Trainer Joe's way, the 21-day transformation link is below. But I think a question that I would like to ask you guys to comment on, how do you feel about that statement that if you're 50 pounds overweight, if you're 80 pounds overweight, it really boils down to this just isn't important enough. It's just not important enough. I would like to hear your response. Do you agree with that? If you're being really honest with yourself, would you say, wow, yeah, it hasn't been important enough? Or would you push back on it and say, well, it has, and that really isn't my reason? I'd like to see some comments about that.
They talked about one guy fasted 300 and something days.
Holy moly.
He said he had fat on his body. And Kevin James said, as long as you got fat on your body, you're eating.
Okay, that's crazy, though.
300 days, no food.
Oh, my goodness.
And I like bringing that up because so many people are worried. Is this going to be okay? Is this going to hurt me? I got to eat something. It's like, we're eating something. We're eating something. We're eating plenty.
We're eating this.
Ain't nobody starving here.
We're eating this. Well, that's another video, though.
Yeah.
We get into the 300 a year fast. That's another video.
300-day fast.
All right, guys, let us know your thoughts on the video.
The year of no eating.
Oh, that's a pretty good video title.
It helps. You got to get perspective on this, and so many people are not willing.
You didn't
to
eat
look
for 365 days. That's a title. What, you guys click on that? Guys, until our next video, thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. Trainer Joe, train your brain.
and transform your body.